wake up, wake up. I'm late, but I had to make sure I wasn't in the freaking matrix. What is up? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put 2 1s in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Let's get this party started. Somebody told me there's been trouble at home, 'cause we never talk a lot when we spend time alone. Yeah, but how am I supposed to know that something is wrong? 'Cause we got a way to communicate. It keeps a happy home. And no one does it like me. I know what's up. Oh, has the kind of whip appeal on me. Yeah, whatever you want. Come on. It's all right with me. Yeah, 'cause you got that whip appeal. So we'll whip it on me. It's better than, let's go. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show No Filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Yeah, I was on my baby face. This morning. It feels like Christmas in June. Yes, let's go. Who we got in here? No. Today we let everybody in today, y'all. Hey, look. Oh, we definitely doing. We doing karaoke at the meet and greet. Karaoke for sure. No, hey, today we kind of let everybody come through. Because it was a short week. Y'all. I made the announcement. What's up, Rachel? Yeah, because it was a short week. I knew y'all wouldn't mind. Hey, Rachel, I knew y'all wouldn't mind. It was a short week. We don't want to do our people like that. We already show short because we had Monday off. I figured we resume members only next Wednesday. I ain't want to do them like that. Yeah. So just so we know too, going forward, when we do have a short week, we will just we'll keep it regular on that week. So we ain't cutting it short. So everybody, let's get to it. Jaguar Wright. Where the hell has Jaguar Wright been? Jaguar Wright, for all the information she put out there and that she knew, what happened to her during the whole trial? It was like we heard from Jaguar Wright, and then all of a sudden, once the trial started, she disappeared. What are y'all? What are y'all's? What's y'all take on that? Oh, Grandma Kathy, I knew my members wouldn't mind. Since we had a short week this week, we did this for Wednesday episode for everybody. I didn't want to cut it out. I didn't want to make the short week even shorter for our community. And I knew the members wouldn't mind if we did it like that because it's a short week this week. I didn't want to have it too damn short for our community. We love our community. We will be back to members only next Wednesday, and every full week. But when we have a short week, when we off on Monday or stuff like that, we'll go ahead and do it regular so we can kick it a little bit. So yeah, so I knew the members wouldn't mind because we all love our community. So I said, you know what, today, since it's a short week, oh shit. Hold on, let me make sure now. What the hell? Oh shit. Let me make sure the damn I got everything together, but I almost didn't have the fucking laptop plugged up. See, it's always something, but it's always a solution too. Remember that it's always something, but it's always a solution to go along with that something. So, if you haven't noticed, I'm not in the matrix today. Somebody from the community, somebody from the community hit me up in my DM on Instagram. I don't remember what their name was, but shout out to that person. They told me to turn down my resolution on the on that app I'm using. And they said that resolution is what had me in the matrix and had the little delay. So I woke up this morning, got an early start, got to working on my shit. And what do you know? I'm not in the matrix. I'm not in the matrix no more. So shout out to that community member who got me together. If you look at me, everything good, looking good, feeling good, skinning, hair, and whoever that person is, you just fixed the whole damn show. So shout out to that person. Yeah, I knew my members wouldn't mind. That's why I was like, you know what, they ain't gonna mind if we do Wednesday for everybody. So what the? Oh, also, big news today is okay. Like I said, Jaguar Wright disappeared. I mean, like they didn't have her involved in the trial. For somebody that has so much information, how could she had not been a part of the Diddy trial? That didn't make sense to me. That didn't make sense to me. I don't know. What's your prediction on that? Anyway, she trying to be removed from this new lawsuit with the what's going on, Jay? We live on the show. So she's trying to get removed from the lawsuit with the lawyer. What is her name? Ariel Mitchell, the lawyer that Diddy is suing for hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever, that big lawsuit. And it's all behind the freak off tapes that was supposed to have celebrities on it in a raid. Well, Jaguar Wright is being mentioned in there. She's asking to be removed. Yeah, I don't know. Something ain't right, Grandma Kathy. So Jaguar Wright is trying to be removed, talking about she's been inserted in this lawsuit, and she shouldn't be in the lawsuit. So I don't know. We're gonna get into that. I'm confused about the whole. I'm confused about the whole thing. Also, y'all know the victims are coming out and having a press conference. They're having a press conference about the Epstein mess. Did y'all see that? Oh, okay. But let me get the flowers. Let me get my flowers. Let me get the flowers to RX. RX was the one who fixed the whole fucking show in one inbox. Took me out the matrix. Ain't no lag no more. It's real time. And I even got fancy and put the little background blur on it just to give it a little vibe. Shout out to RX. I put my little finishing touch on it. I put the little blur, the little background blur, just to give it a little vibe. We vibing this morning. But thank you so much. I appreciate you fixing the whole fucking show. I owe you one. So So we definitely appreciate it. So the Epstein victims, they are pissed off that they ain't even getting no justice. So the women are taking it in their own hands. If you haven't heard, there's a huge press conference today, put together by Representative O'Connor. And one thing I can say about them, is one thing about him, he has his ear to the social media streets. And if he see a lot of people screaming about something on social media, he will get active. That's one thing I can say about that congressman. Now, I haven't done no research on him, so if y'all know some shit about him and he done something shitty, then let me know. Because every time I look around, he is representing for the social media streets. And he knows that everybody stuff. And Representative O'Connor, he's the one who was front and center and keeping TikTok around and all type of stuff. So yeah, the victim says one of the quotes was, they said, "We not little girls no more." The victims have become women, have grown into becoming women. They're older now, and they basically said, "Fuck that." They know ain't nobody giving them no justice, so they grabbing justice by the balls and taking it upon themselves. Shout out to them for that. Shout out to O'Connor, because anybody getting involved in this is some dangerous mess, just because all of these powerful politicians who are involved in this mess. So we're going to talk about that and all type of crap. So how everybody feeling? Angie says perfect timing for this conference. The POTUS is too sick to mess up this conference today. So let's talk about this conference. Since we going in about the conference, let's go into that first. So first I'm gonna start off with a quote by Congressman Rep. O'Connor. Like I said, one thing I can say about him, I gotta fucking update my app to watch it. Give me 1 second. But one thing I can say about O'Connor, like I said, for better or for worse, if it's something on social media that we screaming about, he will interject. And I gotta give him his flowers for that. Represent O'Connor is definitely doing his thing. And so I'll take a quote from Rep. O'Connor. He says, "Get out here. There are a lot of rich, powerful men, politicians, business leaders, etc., who have committed abuse and who have not been held accountable. That's what we're going to hear on September 3rd, which is today, and people are going to be outraged. And I don't see how after that, the House can't vote for the release of these files." And they got a picture of, oh shit, I forgot they got the fucking blur on. But it's a picture of the women walking up to the press conference. And we're going to get into the article so we can see what the hell is going on and what we need to be aware of, what we need to be supporting. Exactly. That's the thing. It does make you like, but you know what? This could stir up enough of a outrage. This is a whole ass press conference. So one thing I can say, if they get up in this press conference and start talking and telling the horrific things they went through, and I'm sure people gonna be crying. People gonna be crying. This could have some impact. I'm not gonna lie. It's one thing to just speak about it or have a put it on your page. But when you have a whole ass press conference, if this press conference hits the mark and touches the people the way that I know it can, this could be the start of really motherfuckers being held accountable. So let's go. Connor Massey to hold news conference with Epstein victims. People are going to be outraged, is the quote. Okay, California Democrat and Kentucky Republicans seek House vote on bill requiring Epstein document disclosure. With Congress back in session this week, Democratic Rep. Ro Khanna of California and Republican Rep. Thomas Massey of Kentucky are reigniting their push for the Justice Department to release files in Jeffrey Epstein case. Khanna says that people are going to be outraged after seeing a news conference he and Massey are holding on Wednesday, which is today, with 10 victims of Mr. F. The news conference is part of the effort by Khanna and Massey to pass through the House a bill requiring the Justice Department to release its files on the Epstein case. These victims have spoken out for decades. When Epstein got that lenient plea deal, no one talked to the victims or their lawyers. This is what Ro Khanna said on Monday. My belief is when the American people actually hear the victims for the first time, they're going to sympathize, their hearts and are going to be broken, and all victims are saying this is foreclosure, he predicted. Ro Khanna argued that there are a lot of other rich and powerful men and business leaders who have committed abuse and have not been held accountable. This is what this press conference is about. The White House's handling of the Epstein case sparked outcry early this summer after the Justice Department and the FBI appeared to close the book on their investigation after announcing they had uncovered no evidence of an Epstein client list. Of course, they didn't have no evidence of an Epstein client list, even though that's all we've been hearing about for the past fucking years. For years. I've had videos taken down off TikTok talking about the damn list. Got my damn page banned, but it's no list. Sure. The move infuriated many of the president's Donald Trump's MAGA supporters and allies, with some even calling for Attorney General Pam Bondi to be fired. And the president aggravated some in MAGA world a month ago by calling the Epstein case a Democratic hoax and arguing that past supporters have bought into this bull. What a mess, y'all. What a mess. What a mess. They go on to say, I'm confident we're going to get the 218 votes required. We've got 212 Democrats and 12 Republicans, including Lauren and Ms. Green. And it's not partisan. This is about justice for the victims of the rich and powerful man who abused underage girls. And he emphasized that in this country, people want transparency. They want accountability. I'm confident we're going to get the 218 votes we need to discharge the petition. So this is about to be a huge press conference. Why would they tell us what channel is this press conference on? Like, why would they tell us all of that and not mention? I mean, I'm sure we can find it, but damn, why wouldn't you have that in the damn article? You giving us all that information, but you're not telling us where to find and watch the press conference. Does that make any sense to any of y'all in the chat? You give us all that information. You don't say, tune into the press conference on this channel, on this streaming app. What the fuck? That makes no sense. Why would you? It's almost like they're trying to sabotage the press conference. Why would you not? Why would you do all that talking, all that explaining, and not simply tell us where the hell to watch? We gonna find it though. If anybody knows where to watch, where this press conference, what is it, where to watch it at, please put it in the chat, because they're not putting it in these articles, which makes no damn sense to me. One victim, Macy, I don't know if it's Macy or Mace, leaves meeting with Epstein victims visibly upset. I'm sure it's Mace. Rep Nancy Mace, let's just say Rep Nancy, on Tuesday left early from a House Oversight and Government Reform Committee meeting with victims of the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, appearing visibly upset when she emerged from the committee room. She wiped tears from her face and averted reporters' eyes as she walked past them, signaling she would not be taking questions. Nancy, who spoke publicly about her experience as a survivor, addressed her early departure in a post on social media thereafter, saying she had a full-blown panic attack. And she had this full-blown panic attack from listening to victims recount their experience. Since it's already being reported, yes, I left the oversight briefing with Epstein victims early because of my panic attack. As a recent survivor, not even 2 years in, I had a very difficult time listening to their stories. As she called it, a full-blown panic attack. Sweating, hyperventilating, shaking, and having trouble breathing. She goes on to say, I feel the immense pain of how hard all victims are fighting for themselves, because we know absolutely no one will fight for us. God bless all survivors is how she ended. Several Epstein accusers joined members of Congress for a closed-door meeting on Tuesday as the House Oversight Committee continues its investigation into the federal government handling of the Epstein case. Democrats called for a hearing with Epstein's accusers, saying they have firsthand accounts that may not be sufficiently represented in the Department of Justice's records. The Oversight Committee also subpoenaed the Justice Department for documents related to the case, which the department began turning over last month. Speaker Mike Johnson told reporters ahead of the meeting that it's important to hear from the victims and to promise them transparency in the investigation. Yes, it is for us to hear from them, to express our deep sympathy for what they've been made to endure, and ensure that we have been and always will be for maximum transparency and for justice. They keep saying that. We keep hearing about all this maximum transparency talk, blah, blah, blah. Let me move this back a little bit. Let me go back a little bit. Just a little bit. So I don't know, y'all. I just hope the victims get a chance to get their story out and say everything that they want to say. But I'm not, I want to see. Hey, anybody find the time of the let me see. Let me ask ChatGPT because two articles. Now, listen to this, y'all. Two articles, and we still neither article told us where to find this press conference. Don't you find that a little odd? There is a press conference for the Epstein survivors today. Where can I watch it or stream it? Let's see if ChatGPT gonna tell us. I don't understand how we went through two articles and neither article tells us where to find and watch this press conference. All right, so okay, so I guess they're gonna be showing it on YouTube. It's saying YouTube, y'all. It's like a big secret. Like, hold up. So it's saying it's on YouTube. And what time? Oh, 10:30 Eastern. So at 10:30 Eastern, the press conference is taking place. Stop it. At 10:30 Eastern, 10:30 a.m., the press conference is taking place at the House Triangle outside the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. The goal of the press conference is to advocate for the victims. We know that. So they are saying how to watch. Click on this YouTube link embedded in the video above to join the live. So it says search. I'm going to tell you, if you can't find it, let me put the search in the chat and I'm going to say it out loud for the people listening. Search Watch Live Reps Massey and Kana hold press conference with Epstein victims. Macy. I'm gonna type it in the chat. I don't need that. Watch live reps. Macy and Condon. Hold press conference for Epstein victims. So this I just put it in the chat. This is what you search at 10:30 on YouTube, which like I said, can't figure out for the life of me why they would have all these articles with all this information telling us the backstory and everything on everything and not tell us where to fucking watch it. Let's go to the chat and see what y'all talking about in here. Just saw DR. Let's see. Let me start. Somebody having back issues? Somebody having back issues? Who having back issues? Prayers for whoever having back. Fire Glory is in pain. What happened to Fire Glory? Elise says, about time someone stood up for the victims. Wouldn't it be great if they gave out the names of all who's involved? Yeah, I wonder what they're going to talk about today. Because think about it. Denise says, follow the money trail. Yes. Think about it. We haven't been hearing, they have been keeping the victims silent. Like, we haven't been hearing from victims. We only been hearing from we've been hearing from oh shit. Get out of here. I'm tired. We've only been hearing from Ghislaine and Trump but nothing from the victims. What's up, Yanni? Yanni late but made it. What's up, Yanni? Where you been at? You late? You overslept? I mean, I feel the same way, y'all. Like, they have been taking us so much in circles with this damn Epstein situation. You just get to the point where you're like, is this just a dog and pony show? And it's not a shot at the victims, of course. This is just that I'm glad that the victims are getting a chance to talk, but the people who need to make something happen, are they gonna make something happen? Because they have been the king of just spinning shit and being and blowing smoke up our ass. But all we can do is continue to press forward anyway. I'm just saying that I understand some of the people who are frustrated and wondering, is anything gonna happen? Please put what on your screen? Everyone, please show. Put the you talking about the link? You talking about put the link on the screen? Thank you for the $1.99, $2. Put what on the screen? Tracy. Hey, Tracy, what's going on, Tracy? You made it today. $4.99. Thank you for the $5 holla. Miss White. What's up, Miss White? Come through. Tracy came in. Y'all gonna that's how you search it on YouTube at 10:30. Shout out to Tracy in the building. Dip this. Wow. So everybody send some positive vibes and prayers. Fire Glory Way. She done came through with the profile pic. Look at Fire Glory. I love it. Look at the glasses. Hey, look, we got a bunch of fly people in the chat. Yep, I just shouted them out. I think 2 of them, right? If I missed one, let me know. I'm about to eat good. Fire Glory, she had the emergency on here. Let's shout her out. Hope everything work out. Hope they give you some good pain meds. I just can't believe. I look at all the littlest things and I'm like, I've never seen articles not tell you. I've never seen articles talking about a press conference and then the article don't tell you about who's the fucking where to watch it at. I just ain't never seen that. Maybe I'm just being a skeptic. Maybe I'm just being skeptical of everything. But good morning, Deborah, in the building. What's going on, Deborah? So yeah, let's get back to what Jaguar Wright. I don't know if they made her disappear, if she disappeared on her own, but I cannot be the only one who thought she would be more vocal and more seen during the trial. It was like I was hearing from and about Jaguar Wright every day before the trial. And when the Diddy trial started, she vanished. I didn't see her at the trial. I didn't see her really doing no interviews. I didn't see her. I was confused. That's why I told y'all, just the Diddy trial in general was nothing like I expected it to be. Like, it was weird, man. I don't understand. Like, all type of information and all the stuff that was going on before the trial. And then once the trial started, it was like something, it was just like a, how can I explain it? It was like a shell of what we thought it was going to be. And even Jaguar Wright, I didn't understand how she just like disappeared. Did they make her disappear? Did they tell her that she wasn't allowed around? Did they tell her she wasn't allowed to speak? Why? How did I just thought she would be more vocal or more seen throughout the trial, let alone maybe even like I thought she might have been a witness. How could she had not been a witness if she's seen all this crap? How did the prosecution not have her as a witness? I don't know. Like, nobody else thought Jaguar Wright would have been like more around. Like, that just, I told you, the whole trial just did not add up when you really think about it. Monique Ziegler says, I see with the new profile pic. Monique styling and profiling says they had to quiet her down for what's coming next. Melissa says Jaguar paid off victims. She got her own crimes to hide. Deborah says, I think she was threatened. So let's talk about what she's talking about wanting to be removed from this lawsuit. So the lawsuit has something to do with Diddy is suing that attorney and Courtney Burgess, who had the freak off tapes and the Kim Porter memoir. Diddy is suing them for millions and millions and millions. So in the matter, this is from Diddy docket, in the matter of Palm versus Combs, Jaguar Wright has officially entered the docket. She says she was falsely identified or maliciously included and was unavailable to participate due to her coincident incarceration and request to be removed. Oh, okay. Sorry, this is from Parham. I'm sorry. This is Parham case. My bad. This is the Parham case that Jaguar is being removed for. Check that. That's my bad. So she says, I am the individual falsely named as a party or witness in the civil complaint filed by Sean Perez and Ariel Mitchell. See, this is the one that Ariel Mitchell and them filed. My bad. Back that all the way up. My correction. This is the one where she says that Jaguar Wright participated in some type of essay that went on with Miss Parham. So scratch that. This is not about the freak off tapes. That's my bad. So she goes on to say she requests to be removed from the lawsuit. I have personal knowledge of the facts set forth here, and if called to testify, could and would testify to them. I was incarcerated at the time of the events alleged in the complaint and are said to have occurred. I was in custody at Cook County Jail from January 11, 2018 and April 11 until April 11, 2018. Now, this is the lawsuit that also had this is the lawsuit that had Drewski in it, which I believe Drewski and Odell Beckham. This is that lawsuit. And Ms. Parham said she was sexually assaulted by, and all these people were involved. Drewski said he was broke at the time and was in Atlanta, couldn't even afford to be out there. And Odell Beckham also said he was not guilty. Thank you for the $5 holler. Look at La La Love coming through with the profile pic. We got some nice profile pics. I'm glad everybody decided to put their face on here so we could put the face to the name. Shout out to Lala. She said, change the profile pic late, but here I is. Okay, Lala. Thank you for the $5 holla. So just to repeat, the lawsuit that Jaguar Wright is being asked to be removed from is the one where Ms. Parham says she was sexually assaulted, and she says Jaguar Wright, Odell Beckham, and Drewski were involved. And Jaguar Wright is saying she was in jail at the time, and she's asking the court to remove her. So my bad on that. Just trying to make sure I double and triple quadruple correct that so nobody's confused. But still, the fact remains, y'all know it's just a lot going on, and it's a lot to this Diddy case because of simple shit like this. Just the fact that whether there's so many different, so many people have so many different reasons why, so many ideas and opinions. Some people say Jaguar Wright is being silenced. Some people say she got her own crimes to hide. Some people say she has been threatened. There's a lot, and this is all the different things. But all I'm gonna say is the bottom line is something ain't right. Something went on, and there's a reason why she was very vocal and very out front before the trial, and virtually has been so quiet you can hear a cat piss on cotton during and after the trial. We will find out soon. We will definitely find out soon what is behind all of this mess, but it definitely is weird. As we wait for Diddy's sentencing, more should come out. I just think in general, this whole Diddy case has just been strange. It's been strange. The trial was somewhat strange. Like we said before, the jurors weren't sequestered. Just so many strange things about this trial. They say, Melissa says, beautiful, Lala, beautiful, nice pick. We love it. Yeah, when the jury wasn't sequestered, that was the beginning of, wait a minute, this is fucking weird now. Like, and remember, we talked about it. It's just that the trial moved so fast, we didn't have time to harp on it. But it was the very first thing. If you remember back to the very first episode when we started covering the trial, one of the first things I said was, y'all, how the fuck? That is the thing I worried about the most. It was that the jurors weren't sequestered, and it made absolutely no sense. And then not only the jury not being sequestered, but then the whole layout, the witnesses. We expected to hear from Christina Coram. We didn't. We expected to hear from the security, Uncle Paulie, D-Rock. We didn't hear from any of these people. How did we not hear from none of them? How were they not subpoenaed? It just was strange. And then the prosecutor Comey is fired. So it's just something fishy overall, y'all. How, if you got a RICO case, and I was assuming everybody that they were talking about in testimonies, I was assuming they would be called to the witness stand. So if we got Christina Corm supposed to be running this whole RICO operation for Diddy, how in the world could she not be subpoenaed? It was like none of the powerful people. Think about this. Think about this. None of the powerful people involved had to say a word. But all the, I would say, the pawns, the people that were used in this whole scenario, the people that were used by Diddy, by Christina Corm, D-Rock, Uncle Paulie, all the heads of this quote unquote operation, all the pawns were forced to speak and talk about their deepest, darkest, dirtiest secrets in front of the whole world. When you really think about it, this trial was a metaphor of the bullshit that we go through in life when it's us against them. And when I say us, I'm talking about regular people like me and you having to deal with the bullshit with the elites and the wealthy and the celebrities and the famous. Now follow me. Let me show you the comparison and what I'm talking about. The people who committed the crimes, the people who were talked about in this testimony. Let me run down the names. P. Diddy, aka Mohawk Diddy. KK, Christina, which is named Christina Corm. D-Rock, who was Diddy's security / liaison to all of these victims. Uncle Paulie, Interscope, Jimmy Iovine. Do you notice something that all of these people have in common? First of all, they're all in the upper tier. They all helped Diddy carry out all this shit directly. But not only that, all of these fuckers that I just named did not have to say a word. They weren't obligated to say shit. But guess who was obligated to talk and tell their darkest secrets and put on stage in front of the whole world? Cassie, Jane, Capricorn Clark, the fashion designer dude, I forgot his name. They were forced to get up on, they were subpoenaed. Notice, the government only subpoenaed the people who are quote unquote didn't have much money. The only person who was subpoenaed and came to speak that was financially up there would have been Kid Cudi. And as you know, he said he came to speak for Cass, but he was not directly involved in Diddy's quote unquote enterprise. But this world will have victims who barely have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. Make them get up there crying, telling their stories, telling all the most embarrassing shit that ever happened in their house, in their life. But when you look at the case, none of the perpetrators, none of the quote unquote, let's just say elite, the people who were at the top of this pyramid, not one of them was made to talk. Did y'all ever notice that? Only the victims who were up there crying as they recounted shit they went through, they were all subpoenaed or they were all forced to go up there. Yet, none of the people that worked with Diddy was subpoenaed. What sense does that make? Somebody in the chat, help me out. Somebody in the chat, help me out. How could none of the people directly involved with Diddy, how could none of them been subpoenaed? Thank you, Angie. How? That makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. But all the victims up there crying and having to share their deepest, darkest secrets. And then because you don't call Christina Korm and D-Rock and the people who we obviously thought should have been called, they don't even get the justice that they were looking for. It ain't adding up. It ain't adding up. It ain't adding up. It ain't adding up. I'm sorry. You don't subpoena these fuckers? I don't know, y'all. Y'all got to tell me how does that work? How does that make any sense? How is it that these victims are subpoenaed or these victims going up there and forced to be humiliated in front of the world for the fight of justice? But Christina Korm is not subpoenaed and she's all throughout everybody's testimony. Christina Korn was named of doing all kind of shit for Diddy. Paying for this, paying for that, telling victims don't worry about it. And she is not forced to talk. But how is she not forced to talk? She shouldn't have had a choice. That was like having the prosecution trying to, by suppressing those people, those possibly co-defendants, that was like trying to have the prosecution win this case with one arm tied behind their back. It makes absolutely no sense. Grandma Kathy even said, look, we can't say nothing. Can't nobody say that. You know, look, that is so much, it so don't make any sense. Nobody in the chat can even say anything. Like, how? And they ain't even addressed it. The government ain't even addressed why the fuck y'all didn't call none of the people that work with Diddy. Why did y'all not call any of them to the stand? Why weren't they subpoenaed? Lala said this wasn't to get justice for the victim. It was to show Diddy he ain't as big as he thought he was. Yeah, because it don't make sense. At the beginning of the trial, I thought for sure Christina Korm, that was the one thing I was wrong on. I'll admit. You couldn't have told me that Christina Korm, D-Rock, Uncle Paulie, especially Christina Korm and D-Rock. You couldn't have told me those two weren't being. I thought I would have bet any amount of money that those two were going to be called to the stand, because to me it didn't make any sense for them not to be called to the stand. I was wrong on that. I don't understand how in the hell they couldn't have been called. I don't understand how they could be called. That doesn't make no sense. I thought for sure. And then I looked around as we got closer and closer to the end, and the prosecution was like, they were about to rest their case. I'm thinking like, wait a minute, what the fuck? How could Christina Korm and D-Rock not be called? They literally were alleged to have been committing crimes throughout all of these testimonies, and they don't get fucking called? Right then and there, I knew something wasn't right. I mean, I already knew someone right before then, but that is when I was like, nah, this is some bullshit. Chocolate, what's up? I like the profile pic. I like how everybody come through with your profile pics, so we can see everybody's beautiful selves. Chocolate says, even if they got up there and pled the fifth, the fact they weren't called is highly questionable. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Now, they might have got called. They might have went up there and said, I plead the fifth. But make their ass plead the fifth. Like that's very questionable. It's like, what did they have attorneys who were cool with the prosecution? Did they have relationships with something? It makes me think they have relationships that their attorneys, the attorneys for Christina Korm or whoever or somebody, had relationships with the prosecution or something. There was some type of shady reason why they weren't called. Especially the fact that the prosecution and the feds and the government never even explained why they weren't called, never addressed it or anything. Something ain't right. Big R. I'm telling you, I'm starting to think. Big R says, I'm beginning to think the lead prosecutor that was fired through this case because it was too many other people to call, and wasn't KK somewhere on a beach with her toes up. Yeah, they got away with it all. I agree, man. And some people might be upset about that, but I don't think something went right. Something went right. And remember when they didn't want to mention Kanye? This prosecution team was trying to protect celebrities too much. The only celebrity they didn't protect was Diddy in more ways than one. But remember when the defense even wanted to mention Kanye, and the lead prosecutor Comey said they didn't want to mention the celebrities, and they tried to do something about talking about. They tried to say protecting the integrity of the case. I don't buy that shit, because I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but there have been a lot of people saying, who have been covering her, saying that Comey had been protecting celebrities even back to the Epstein case. I just didn't want to get into it because I didn't, at that point, the trial was over and I didn't feel any reason to go into all that shit. But if we calling it out, and if I'm telling you what I was hearing, there are a lot of people who've been covering Comey and a lot of cases that they have been a part of, saying that they have been covering for celebrities the entire time. And I mentioned in this case, when they kept trying to keep all these celebrity names out, but they were trying to say things like, we protecting the integrity of the case. I don't buy that shit. I don't buy it. Because how is that protecting the integrity just because you don't mention some celebrity name? No, I'm not buying it, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. It didn't make no sense to me. So all we can hope for right now is that this judge say, fuck everybody, and I'm about to do what's right. So at this point, our last line of defense against this bullshit ass system is Judge Subramanian. And on that note, let's go and get the fuck out of here. Let's get our mouth in the chat. We will be back tomorrow. I'm glad to be out of the matrix. Shout out to RX for fixing the situation. I love it. I love the new I love the video. I love the view. I love the zebra coming out. I love the video. I love it's not lagging and I'm not in the matrix. But let's get to our mouths in the chat. None of the celebrities were really mentioned. J-Lo, nobody was forced to come to the. It was like a dog and pony show. Hopefully the judge can make up for it. Zebra flow looking good. Grandma Kathy says zebra flow coming through. Take this light off. Let's see if we just do all zebra. Come on, zebra flow. Ooh, I see the light. Just give me the light and pass the draw. Just give me the light and pass the draw. So what's gonna be my mom? Hey, yo. Elise, I'm out. Have a good day, fam. C Tuck coming in the fourth quarter. I made an announcement to C Tuck, but I didn't know today was for everybody because we had a short week. And going forward, if we have a short week where it's not a show on Monday or whatever, like that, we will definitely just keep Wednesdays regular. Even the members said the same thing. I knew they wouldn't have a problem with it. So C Tuck says, I'm out. Have a safe and wonderful day, everybody. Tracy says, I'm out. Fire Glory, hope you feel better. Hope your back is okay. And let me know update us tomorrow on what's going on. Much love to you, Fire Glory. Big R says, have a good one. I'm out. Big R, do your thing. I see you. Lily, what's up? Lily says, have a great family day, family. I'm out. Grandma Kathy says, I am outie. Love you all. Hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. Big love. I'm out. Monique Ziegler says, I'm out. Have a great day. Melissa said, I love y'all, Flow Show fan, man. Wake and Bake crew. I'll be back on time tomorrow, and I'm out. Angela says, see you mañana. Need to get home, RX. Shout out to you for fixing the whole show. Y'all be good. I'm out. And on that note, I love y'all, but I am out. Somebody told me